Sometimes, silence is the most powerful tool to protect what God is building in your life. Stay with me, because what you will understand today will change the way you see your current problems. If you feel like your doors have been closing one after another, this message is the answer you were looking for. It is no coincidence that you are hearing this right now. There's a deep reason for your situation. I will explain why discretion will be your best ally in the coming hours. There are moments in life when we feel that the heavens are silent, but today I want you to understand that this silence is not absence, but preparation. Pay close attention to what is happening around you right now. Often, when we are about to experience profound relief from our burdens, an inner restlessness arises, urging us to stop and listen. God has a very particular way of working. He prefers to work in the secrecy of your home before the world witnesses his work. This message is for you if you felt your efforts are fruitless. Don't ignore this guidance, because understanding the value of prudence is what will allow peace to truly settle in your life. It's vital that you listen to every word without distractions. Often, the speed with which we share our hopes is what ends up weakening our faith. That's why what is about to manifest in your life today requires your utmost discretion. Maintaining calm and secrecy isn't hiding. It's protecting the seed God has placed in your hand. Take a moment to reflect on what I'm about to tell you. Have you ever wondered why, just when it seems you're about to move forward, a new obstacle arises? It's not bad luck or empty coincidences. Those nights of anguish and those moments when you felt like the world was crashing down on you have a purpose. To teach you something, what you will receive today is the answer to those silent prayers. But there is one necessary spiritual condition: absolute discretion. When tranquility knocks on your door in the coming hours, embrace that feeling and keep it just for yourself. This is a pact between you and the divine. External noise often contaminates the processes of restoration. If you allow the opinions of others to enter this sacred space, you could lose the clarity you need to manage what's coming. Trust the process that is happening right now. Sometimes we think the no's we receive are punishments, but in reality, they were protections. Every closed door was diverting you from a path that wasn't meant for you, bringing you closer to where you are today. Stay here, and let's delve deeper into this together. You'll understand that true spiritual abundance doesn't need to be shouted to be real. It's felt in the peace of home, at a full table, and in a tranquil heart. Are you ready to let go of anxiety and trust in what you can't see but is already on its way? Tell me, have you ever felt that the weight of your problems is too great to bear alone? It's natural to feel like life is being unfair when things don't go as planned. I know that pain is real, and that many nights you've silently wondered what you did wrong. But today I want you to change the way you look at your past. You're not being punished. You're being strengthened for something much greater. Every time you felt like the ground was opening up beneath your feet, it was actually the heavens moving the pieces in your favor. Think about that project that stalled or that opportunity that slipped through your fingers. At the time, it was a hard blow, but today I invite you to see it as a divine filter. God loves you so much that he prefers to close a door today rather than let you into a place that would destroy you tomorrow. Sometimes, what we desire most isn't what we truly need, and that's where the protective hand of Providence intervenes, even if we don't understand it immediately. It's vital that you understand that waiting time is not wasted time. We often despair because the clock seems to be ticking against us, but spiritual maturity is cultivated precisely through patience. If you had received certain gifts before you were ready, the weight of that responsibility would have broken you. Imagine trying to lift an enormous weight without having trained your muscles. The result would be injury, not benefit. In the same way, God has been training your character through every no you've received. Nothing you've been through has been in vain. This message is a sign that your preparation process is reaching a crucial stage. Those tears you shed in solitude were the water that nourish the seed of the strong person you are today. A true spiritual guide is forged in trials, not in comfort. Remember that the greatest stories of overcoming adversity and faith always begin in a desert, in a moment of scarcity or profound doubt. Consider the stories of those who received grand promises but first had to face betrayal, oblivion, or loneliness. They weren't forgotten by high esteem. They were set aside to be tested. You've been in that process of molding. With a fire, a trial removes what is useless, leaving only what is pure. What is coming for your home requires someone with the wisdom you have gained from overcoming your darkest days. Tell me one thing. Can you see now how some of those difficult moments protected you from a greater evil? Stay with me, because understanding this preparation is the bridge to the peace your family has longed for. Don't let anxiety make you lose sight of the fact that every step, however difficult, has brought you to this exact moment of revelation. Have you ever felt that, just when you were about to give up, something small gave you the strength to keep going for another day? Even when we receive a clear vision that things will get better, the path is rarely a straight line. You may feel today as if you're at rock bottom, questioning whether what you hope for will truly arrive. Think of those who, after receiving a great promise of hope, faced betrayal, loneliness, and were separated from what they loved. It's not that the purpose has been broken. It's that the process of formation is necessary for what lies ahead. Sometimes, to become the pillar of your home, you must first learn what it is to depend solely on a higher power in the midst of isolation. Imagine for a moment the frustration of feeling unfairly singled out or stuck. Many have spent years in emotional prisons or seemingly inescapable situations, wondering, where's the peace I was promised? But each day of that waiting is not wasted time. It's a training ground for spirit. It's there that pride and self-sufficiency are shed, making room for humility and true wisdom. If you are here today, it's because you already possess the maturity necessary for what is about to unfold. Analyze your own journey honestly. How many times have you tried to force a solution on your own and ended up more exhausted than before? That storm that knocked you off your feet didn't come to destroy you, but to show you that your human strength has its limits. It's a vital lesson. When we stop trying to control everything, we allow Providence to take the reins. It's crucial that you understand that lasting success in the spirit isn't built on pride, but on absolute confidence that you don't walk alone. God doesn't want you to be a superhero who achieves everything on your own, but rather a living testament that, when you had no strength left, you were held up by an invisible hand. That is true victory. Being able to look back and recognize that every fall was actually a stepping stone upward. Therefore, what will begin to happen in your environment today requires you to maintain that teachable heart. What you are about to experience is not a matter of chance, but the result of having overcome the trial of the desert. Do you feel right now that your faith is stronger than it was before you faced your challenges? It's no coincidence that this message is reaching you just as you're about to see the fruits of your perseverance. Stay connected to this reflection, because what follows will give you the key to managing the peace that will enter your home. Tell me, have you ever noticed how, after a great loss, a strength you didn't know you possessed appeared in your life? Stay with me to discover how that strength is the foundation of what you will receive today. The great conflict we face daily is our need to control everything. We seek immediate answers and want to see the whole picture before taking a single step, but spiritual growth doesn't operate under those rules. Think of the great pillars of faith. They didn't have a mapped route or a backup plan. They simply listened to an inner voice and moved forward into the unknown. That complete trust is what transforms an ordinary person into someone capable of holding great blessings. You weren't called to unravel every mystery of the universe, but to walk with the assurance that every step has a higher purpose. When you learn to move forward, even when your hands tremble, that's when the heavens begin to align in your favor. If today you feel surrounded by the desert or that your voice is lost in the void, stop for a moment and affirm with conviction. My journey has meaning, and I have not been forgotten. It's impossible that all the effort, the learning, and the times you've gotten back up have been in vain. You don't invest so much time shaping a diamond only to leave it hidden forever. You are a work in constant refinement, and the silence you perceive is not abandonment. It's a work in progress. It's crucial to understand that divine silence is often the greatest sign of trust in you. Sometimes, this silence occurs because your faith is being allowed to mature, for you to stop seeking magical or quick fixes and begin trusting in the essence of what you already know. When you stop demanding constant explanations, you begin to experience a peace that surpasses all human understanding. You no longer need to know the how or the when, because you have the certainty that the source of all life is faithful and never late. God is weaving invisible threads behind the scenes, connecting the right people, and preparing the ground so that your home can breathe a sigh of relief. This is the moment to release the burden of doubt and embrace the certainty that what's coming is greater than what you left behind. Can you feel that pressure in your chest begin to ease when you stop trying to figure everything out on your own? Stay present with this message, because the key to ensuring nothing disturbs your peace today is precisely that: your ability to trust without seeing. Tell me, what's the first thing you'll do when you feel that tranquility you've longed for finally settle into your life? Have you noticed that it's in moments of deepest stillness that your intuition and spiritual connection become clearest? Don't retreat, because what we're about to explore will show you how to protect this gift that's coming your way. Have you ever wondered why this message is reaching you at this precise moment? It's not a twist of fate. It's a necessary reminder to awaken your consciousness to a higher reality. Sometimes, the answer you seek has already been set in motion, and the fact that you don't see it yet doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The peace and stability your home needs are already on their way. The timing of manifestation isn't accelerated by your worry or stress. It harmonizes with your ability to remain grounded and calm as you walk this path. While you focus on trusting, the heavens are working in those areas where your hands can't reach. Positive influences and unexpected support are strategically aligning to appear in your life at the precise moment. Think about those times when you felt exhausted, as if you had nothing left to give. Even the strongest spirits have had days when they wanted to give up, feeling overwhelmed by the weight of their responsibilities. But it's precisely at that point of exhaustion that the extraordinary happens. A force that defies all human logic is activated within you. Perhaps you don't need 1,000 different plans or a complicated strategy to solve your current problems. What you truly need is one deep certainty, an inner refuge that tells you everything will be all right. That conviction acts like a supernatural fuel, allowing you to move forward for days, months, or years, overcoming any obstacle. When you hold on to that inner peace and make it your shield, you become unbreakable. Nothing can stop a purpose that has been designed from above for your well-being. If a seed of hope has been planted in your heart, you can be sure it will bear fruit. It is vital that you understand that your worth does not depend on your current circumstances. You are deeply valued and cared for, and every trial you have overcome has been a lesson in resilience. Even when things feel bleak, there are unseen hands holding the foundation of your life together. It doesn't take large armies to change your reality. Sometimes, a single word of encouragement or a small shift in perspective is enough to open doors that once seemed sealed with steel. Trust that what has been promised to you will come to pass, not because you are perfect, but because the source of all goodness is constant. Can you feel that security beginning to fill the void that fear once occupied? This is the strength that will allow you to protect the harmony of your home today. Don't go away, because what we're about to discuss is a final step to ensure that this peace of mind stays with you permanently. Tell me, what burden are you willing to release right now to walk lighter toward your well-being? Have you ever noticed how, just when you stop fighting against the current, solutions start appearing out of nowhere? Stay with me a little longer. We're getting to the heart of this transformation. It's understandable that you might feel a bit exhausted at this point. Perhaps you've told yourself you've tried everything. You've looked for solutions, held on to hope, and made sacrifices, but the situation doesn't seem to change. I understand that frustration, but I invite you to consider a different perspective. What if what's happening is a delay, but a necessary maturation? Sometimes, the biggest obstacle isn't the external situation, but how our inner selves react to it. There's profound wisdom in learning that waiting isn't stagnation. Imagine someone destined for great responsibility from a young age, but before taking their place of honor, they must spend years facing unfair trials and living in uncertainty. It wasn't a mistake of life. It was those years of hardship that tempered their character and gave them the depth needed to lead justly. You are not the result of your failures or what others say about you. You are someone who has been chosen for a purpose that requires exceptional resilience. This is precisely the moment when most people decide to give up, just when the tide is about to turn in their favor. You come too far and weathered too many storms to take a step back now. Every day you stood firm. Even with tears in your eyes, you are laying the foundation for the peace that will begin to enter your home today. Don't let last-minute impatience steal the serenity you've worked so hard to cultivate. Remember that true strength is demonstrated in the ability to continue trusting when the results are not yet visible. You don't need to see the sun to know it will rise. In the same way, You don't need to see the complete solution to know that Providence is already working in the smallest details of your daily life. Keep your spirits high and your heart open. You are being prepared to manage something that will not only benefit you, but will also be a relief to your entire family. Can you feel how, by letting go of the need to understand when your mind feels lighter? This clarity is what will allow you to identify the positive signs that will appear in the coming hours. Don't disconnect, because we are about to enter the most revealing part of this message, where you'll understand how to act when harmony finally knocks on your door. Tell me, what have you learned about yourself during this waiting period that you didn't know before? Did you know that the most profound changes often occur right after the deepest silence? Stay with me, because what comes next will confirm why your resistance has been worthwhile. Each of the scars that are now part of your story are not marks of defeat, but medals of survival that prove you were never alone. Those sleepless nights of worry did not go unnoticed by the heavens. Each one was recorded, and today they are transformed into wisdom. There is a very clear spiritual law. No difficult experience is wasted. What at the time seemed designed to stop you now becomes a stepping stone that will allow you to reach a stability you never imagined. When the divine presence intervenes in your personal narrative, what seemed like a bitter ending becomes a prologue to your best stage. It's crucial to recognize that the intensity of your doubts is often proportional to the importance of your purpose. Sometimes confusion and mental unease try to take hold in your home because you know you're about to take a step that will bless everyone around you. If you can remain calm now, you'll be ensuring the well-being of your entire family. Anxiety and thoughts of failure are just external noise trying to distract you from the peace that is already yours. Remember that the strength within you is infinitely more powerful than any obstacle the world tries to place in your path. Think of it this way. If greater forces have managed to calm storms and open paths where there were only walls, why would you doubt that your current situation has a solution? There is no problem, however big it may seem, that can overcome the restorative power that is being activated for you right now. There is no impossibility when faith remains strong, even if it is as small as a grain of sand. You are supported by the same energy that sustains the universe, the same energy that has guided humanity through its darkest times. This is the moment to take a deep breath and release your fear of the future. Your situation is neither too complex nor too long-standing to be transformed into a new opportunity. What you will experience today in the privacy of your home will be proof that perseverance always pays off. You do not walk alone. There is constant protection over your steps and clear guidance showing you where to go. Stay alert, because the resolution to what troubles you is much closer than your physical eyes can see. Can you feel that renewing force beginning to flow through you right now? That's a sign that you're ready to receive what has been prepared for you. Keep listening, because in the next part you'll understand why it's vital that you protect this revelation and not allow anyone to extinguish your hope. Tell me, what brings you the most peace in this moment of reflection? Have you noticed that when you decide to fully trust, the weight you felt on your shoulders magically disappears? Stay with me. What follows will give you ultimate clarity. It's crucial that you understand you're not walking this path alone. Life has placed an invisible support network around you. People who, even without your knowledge, hold thoughts of well-being for you and strengthen you with their presence. Trying to carry the weight of the world on your own shoulders is a trap that only leads to exhaustion. True strength lies not in isolation, but in connection with others and with the divine. When we share our hope, that energy multiplies, creating a haven where peace can flourish unhindered. Today is the day to make a conscious decision, to allow harmony to guide your steps. Often, the signs we await appear when we are most open to receiving them. If you feel this message has resonated deep within you, take it as an invitation to deepen your spiritual growth. We have prepared a special guide, a devotional designed to accompany you in your daily moments of reflection and help you maintain that connection with peace you so deeply desire. Many have already found in these words the comfort and direction needed to transform their everyday reality. I invite you to take a step forward on this path of restoration. You'll find more information about how this resource can be a balm for your spirit in the first comment of this video. It's an opportunity to strengthen your faith and ensure that the peace you feel today becomes a constant in your home. Don't put off until tomorrow. The peace you can begin cultivating today. Now, let's consider one of the most comforting truths ever written. Think about the idea that past mistakes don't have the power to negate the blessings of your future. There's a concept of spiritual generosity that teaches us that, however great a hardship or failing may have been, the capacity for restoration is infinitely greater. Grace isn't something earned through effort. It's a gift received with a willing heart. What this means for you right now is that nothing you experience excludes you from receiving the very best. If there were shadows or setbacks in the past, today the light of a new opportunity shines much brighter. The goodness the universe has in store for you is abundant and available to all who choose to believe in it. Don't let the weight of what was prevent you from enjoying what is yet to come. This divine generosity is the driving force behind the provision on your table and the peace within your family today. Can you accept the idea that you deserve this peace simply for being who you are? Sometimes the greatest act of faith is believing that good things are meant for us too. Stay a little longer, because what we're about to explore will give you the ultimate tool to protect this gift of discretion and silence. Tell me, how does it feel to know that your past no longer has power over your present? Have you noticed that when you forgive your own past, the future opens up before you in a brilliant way? Stay with me. We're about to seal this commitment to your well-being. If we analyze our history, we see that sometimes a single mistake can trigger a series of consequences that seem to mark us forever. It's easy to feel that a bad decision from the past has built a wall between us and the peace we desire. However, today I want to remind you of a much more powerful spiritual law. If a stumble had the power to affect your present, divine goodness has 1,000 times more power to restore your future. That benevolence doesn't arrive in drops or in a limited way. It manifests as an inexhaustible river that seeks to flood every corner of your home. What you are experiencing today is an opportunity to receive boundless generosity. It doesn't matter how many times you felt you failed or how many times you've looked in the mirror with disappointment. The compassion that heaven feels for you is immense and is designed precisely for those who feel they have no way out. This renewing force not only comes to cleanse the past, but to overflow into your present, giving you a vitality and hope that defy all human logic. It's time to break free from the chains of those mistakes you made years ago and still try to carry. Often, an inner voice whispers that you're unworthy, that your past actions have definitively distanced you from well-being. But that's the biggest lie. The truth is that where there was darkness, light now shines with overwhelming intensity. There is no fall, however deep, that the hand of providence cannot reach to rescue you. If you feel you've hit rock bottom, remember that it's precisely there that the ground is firmest to propel you back up. The peace that is coming into your life today doesn't ask about your past mistakes. It enters simply because you have chosen to open the door and trust. Every time you fell, the stage was being set for a far more glorious rise. Don't let the weight of the past prevent you from receiving the provision that is manifesting in your home right now. The generosity from above is so great that it will always outweigh any emotional debt you may feel you owe. Can you visualize how that light begins to dispel the shadows of your past right now? That clarity is the first step toward permanently establishing harmony in your family. Stay with me, because we are about to discover how the sacred silence I asked for at the beginning is the master key to making this restoration complete. Tell me, what part of your past are you ready to let go of today? Did you know that the greatest act of courage isn't never failing, but having the humility to get back up again? Stay a moment longer. The conclusion of this message will give you the ultimate strength for what's to come. Observe the profound devotion that has been shown to us. It's not about being perfect to be worthy of peace, but about recognizing that peace is a gift precisely for those who need it most. The love that sustains your life is not based on your merits, but on a compassion that knows no bounds. It is a force that relentlessly pursues you, even when you yourself have stopped believing in your own potential. When you feel you can go no further, remember that there's a hand that never tires of holding you, because the patience of God is infinite. Sometimes we are the ones who limit ourselves, thinking we've exhausted our opportunities. We believe there's a point where understanding ends, but the spiritual reality is quite different. Each sunrise is an invitation to begin anew. This renewal is constant, flowing with every breath you take and every heartbeat in the intimacy of your home. If you feel you need that relief today, simply accept it within yourself with humility and strength. There is no expiration date for hope, nor a maximum number of times you can be restored. This is where many find a true challenge. Perseverance in the midst of stillness. It's easy to maintain faith when everything flows smoothly, when answers are quick and results are visible. But true growth occurs when things don't seem to be going as planned, and yet you choose to remain steadfast. Perhaps you've prayed and felt your words fall on deaf ears, or sought a sign without receiving an immediate response. Don't mistake silence for indifference. It's in the quietest moments that the most profound changes are taking place. Maintaining calm in turbulent times is the greatest test of spiritual maturity. If you find yourself at a point where nothing you do seems to work, take a deep breath and trust. This apparent stagnation is merely the prelude to a much greater harmony about to take root in your life and family. Your perseverance will allow provision to arrive at the perfect moment, unstoppable. Can you feel how stillness is becoming your greatest ally instead of your enemy? This is the key to protecting what you are about to receive. Don't withdraw, because we are entering the final stage where you will understand how secrecy and discretion will seal this cycle of well-being for you. Tell me, what gives you the most strength to keep going when everything seems silent? Did you know that perseverance is the bridge that connects your current situation to the life you've always dreamed of? Stay with me. What comes next is the missing piece to complete your puzzle. The true test lies not in the initial burst of enthusiasm, but in the ability to maintain focus when the road ahead grows long. There's a fundamental difference between taking the first step and continuing to walk when the destination is still not visible on the horizon. There's a law of maturity that teaches us that after acting with integrity, what follows is perseverance. Between the moment you sow a seed of good and the moment you reap its fruits, there's always a waiting period, a time of apparent stillness that many mistake for forgetfulness. I want you to take this to heart. The fact that you don't see the result yet doesn't mean the process has stopped. The peace you seek for your home hasn't been canceled, nor has the relief you need been revoked. Sometimes, the answer seems delayed not because there's a problem, but because it's brewing so deeply that when it arrives, there will be no doubt about its origin. It's not a delay. It's perfect synchronization with a rhythm higher than our own. When that tranquility settles on your table, it will be so clear and natural that you'll understand why it couldn't have happened sooner. To understand this waiting, we must look to an example of absolute humility. Consider the greatness of the one who, possessing all power, chose service as his greatest mission. True spiritual leadership does not seek recognition or applause. It manifests itself in the ability to reach out to those who suffer most, to comfort the rejected, and to restore what was broken. If the very center of creation chose the path of simplicity and silent surrender, how much greater is our own capacity to wait with humility, serving in small ways, maintaining faith in private, and protecting our inner peace are the acts that truly move the universe. This message comes to you to remind you that your worth is not measured by how loudly you celebrate your successes, but by how much serenity you maintain in the privacy of your home. The provision that is coming your way today requires you to adopt that same attitude of service and quiet gratitude. By ceasing to demand immediate results, you allow abundance to flow without the barriers of your own anxiety. Can you feel the pressure to have it all done right now starting to fade? That is a sign you're entering the right frequency to receive what's coming. Stay with this thought, because we're reaching the point where you'll understand how this silent service connects directly to the blessing you'll receive today. Tell me, in what area of your life do you feel you need to apply more of the patience we're exploring today? Did you know that life's greatest gifts often arrive quietly, just when our ego finally falls silent? Don't back away. What follows is the ultimate seal of peace for your home. Sometimes, in the midst of our difficulties, we lose ourselves in a labyrinth of selfishness without realizing it. We begin to believe that the path of faith is a kind of personalized service where everything should revolve around our immediate well-being, where our problems are solved with just a snap of our fingers. We unwittingly become the center of our own universe, forgetting the very essence of humility. We want life to serve us, for circumstances to conform to our desires. But if we look at the highest example of greatness, we see that the path was exactly the opposite, that of absolute surrender and silent sacrifice. He who held all the authority in the world did not choose the golden throne or constant applause. Though he could have avoided weariness, hunger, and betrayal, he chose to walk among the forgotten, embrace those whom no one wanted to see, and ultimately give everything out of love for humanity. That act of renunciation was not a weakness, but the greatest demonstration of power that exists. Without that voluntary surrender, we would not have that refuge of hope to which we turn in our darkest nights. It was a conscious sacrifice made by you, so that today you could have the certainty that there is no abyss from which you cannot be rescued. It's time for some deep reflection. If the source of all light chose to serve, why do we insist so much on demanding to be served? Often, the peace you so desperately ask of heaven doesn't come because you're being punished, but because your heart is too busy asking and too busy giving thanks and serving. True spiritual transformation happens when we stop asking what life can do for us and start asking what we can do with what we've been given. It's not about what you'll gain today, but about the person you're becoming while you wait. Profess in this moment that your path is no longer guided by your own whims, but by a higher will of love and service. When you shift your focus and decide that your well-being is not an end in itself, but a means to help others, doors begin to open on their own. The provision God will send into your home today has a purpose that transcends your own needs. It is given to you so that you may be a channel of peace, not a stagnant pool where blessings stagnate. Do you realize how this perspective completely changes the way your problems? When you stop being the protagonist of your own tragedy and become a servant of hope, fear loses its power over you. Stay with me until the end, because what comes next is the key to understanding how this attitude of humility is what guarantees that harmony will remain in your home forever. Tell me, what small act of service or kindness could you do today for someone in your own home? Did you know that true greatness isn't measured by how many people you have at your service, but by how many people you are able to serve with love? Don't go away. We're about to seal this great truth in your heart. True abundance isn't measured by what you accumulate, but by what you can plant in the souls of those around you. The world constantly bombards us with the idea that we must be first, that happiness is a right obtained by thinking only of ourselves. However, spiritual wisdom teaches us a radically different path. True fulfillment is found when we have the courage to let go of our own agenda and embrace a greater purpose. It's not about losing ourselves, but about finding ourselves in a dimension of peace that selfishness can never reach. It's easy to follow a convenient spirituality, one where we expect the universe to simply fulfill our whims without us having to transform anything within ourselves. But a true connection with the divine demands a total surrender of our will and our expectations. In exchange for letting go of that control that so exhausts us, we receive something infinitely greater, a constant presence that guides and sustains us every step of the way. Today, that same presence invites you to be a bridge for others. Share this message with someone you know who is going through a difficult time, because your small act of generosity may be the sign they've been waiting for. Stop for a moment and reflect on your origin. You were designed in the image and likeness of the source of all creation. Can you grasp what that means for your daily life? The architect of the galaxies, the one who named every star and designed a perfect balance of nature, chose to imprint his very essence upon you. You are not an accident of evolution, nor just another number in the crowd. You are a living embodiment of the purest intelligence and love that exists. This sacred identity is what empowers you to face today's challenges with unwavering calm. If you carry within you the spark of the Creator, how can you believe your current problems are insurmountable? By recognizing your true worth, you cease seeking external approval and begin to act from a place of security and confidence. The provision that enters your home today is simply a reflection of that divine inheritance you already possess. Can you feel the dignity you regain when you understand who you truly are? This certainty is a foundation upon which your family's stability will be built from this moment forward. Stay with me until the end, because we are about to reveal why protecting this knowledge in private is what will allow your blessing to take deep root. Tell me, how would your day tomorrow change if you remembered every minute that you carry the essence of the Creator within you? Have you ever considered that your greatest strength doesn't come from your achievements, but from the divine nature that already resides within you? Don't turn back. Closing this message is the ultimate key to your peace. You are not made in the image of an angel or any other creature in the universe. You were specifically designed in the image of the original source. You carry within you a fragment of the divine, a mark of identity that no one can erase. This means that your existence is not a geographical accident or a mistake of fate. You have intrinsic value that does not depend on your successes, your bank account, or the opinions of those around you. You were created with a clear intention and a destiny that only you can fulfill. It is an immense privilege, yet we often live as if we are worthless. We spend our days comparing our lives to others and minimizing our abilities. We believe we are not enough, but the truth is that the divine creates nothing without purpose or value. It is time to stop belittling yourself and stop seeing only flaws when you look in the mirror. Begin to observe yourself with eyes of compassion and respect, recognizing the beloved and chosen being that you truly are. To be worth so much that a life was given for you is the ultimate proof of your importance. Perhaps you feel you've drifted a little from that spiritual connection. Maybe routine cooled your faith, and you didn't realize exactly when it happened. It was a sudden change. It was a slow process, neglecting moments of silence, reflection, and inner searching. When you tried to react, you felt empty or distant. The noise of the world is subtle and gradually steals our attention until we lose sight of what truly matters. But today, that same impulse that brought you to this video is what invites you to return to your center. No matter how much time has passed or how far away you feel you are, the presence that gave you life is always just a thought away, waiting for you to reopen the door of your heart. Resume that sincere dialogue. Return to the reading that nourishes your soul, and seek out those peaceful moments in the intimacy of your home. The provision that is coming to your house today is not only material, it is a restoration of your spirit that will remind you who you truly are. Do you feel that warmth reigniting within you as you listen to these words? It's a sign that your connection is being reestablished right now. Stay with me until the end, because the last part of this message is crucial for you to know how to respond to the blessing you will receive in the coming hours. Tell me, what is the first thing you would say to that divine presence if you could speak to it face to face right now? Did you know that the most important return is not to a physical place, but to the recognition of your own sacred identity? Don't retreat. We are about to complete this transformation. No matter how far behind you feel you've fallen on your path, or what mistakes you believe are distancing you from harmony, the source of all love doesn't keep track of your absences. Instead, it celebrates your return with open arms. As you reconnect with your spirituality, you won't find judgment or recrimination, but rather a profound restoration that will renew your strength to face each day. That is the heart of true compassion, the ability to embrace you exactly as you are today, unconditionally. It's vital to recognize that no one is meant to walk in complete isolation. Sometimes we distance ourselves from spaces of faith because we see imperfections in others. But remember that these places aren't showcases of perfection, but rather refuges for those seeking healing. It's in community, sharing with others who are also going through trials, that our own faith is strengthened. Don't let the noise of the world convince you that you can handle everything alone. Isolation is the breeding ground where doubt thrives most easily. Seek the support of those who share your values and your desire for peace. Together, we are much more resilient in the face of life's storms. By uniting your prayers and reflections with those of others, you create a shield of protection that safeguards the tranquility of your home. The provision that is coming into your life today will flourish more strongly if you share it in an environment of faith and mutual support. I invite you to take that step toward your personal renewal. If this message has touched your heart and you feel it has brought clarity to your current situation, I invite you to take 3 simple actions that will help us continue sharing hope. Share. Send this video to someone you know who is going through a moment of doubt. Your action may be the answer they were waiting for. If you wish to express gratitude, the super thank you button is available below the video. It is not a donation, but an act of spiritual thanksgiving. The angels honor every gesture made with faith. Subscribe. Join our community so you don't miss any of our daily reflections, and continue strengthening your spiritual path with us.